Hey guys, it's Monday, June 1st, 2 days before this video is going to be live. Before I even get into the makeup portion of what this video is about, I want to take a moment and talk to you guys straight from the heart about everything that's been going on in the news, in our country, here in America. Whew. Really hard to talk about. An innocent black man, George Floyd, has been killed while in police custody. One of those cops has been charged. 3 of those cops have not yet been charged. The whole world is outraged. The black community is once again, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to say it. There's riots across the country, and it's time that we bring all of our voices together and we put an end to this, an end to racism, an end to police brutality. It's time that we use all of our platforms to speak up, to talk about what we believe in. I'm gonna list a link of organizations that you guys can donate to. I'm gonna list some resources that you can check out if you are not familiar with what to do, if you are unsure of what to do with your voice or how to be proactive at this time. I want to urge you guys to reach out if you have any questions. Let's have an open conversation about what is happening, because Black lives matter and all lives cannot matter until Black lives do. So I'm going to begin my next few videos with a similar kind of message, because I do have a platform and I do realize that there are people watching, and unfortunately there are still a lot of people who need to be re-educated about racism, about bigotry, and about some of the things that are happening currently. So I'm gonna get into this video, but I just wanna leave you guys with this message, and also with a message of love, and just to let you know that I am here. I am here for you. I am here for the Black community. I am here for all of us. And I love you guys. And now moving on to the makeup portion of this video, I did put together this look using all products from Huda Beauty. Now this is a brand that I love. I have seen them stand up for what they believe in, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate a lot of the brands who have been taking a stance and showing us that they are here for the Black community and for all of their customers. So that is important. Huda Beauty is one of those brands. So today I just decided to do a look using some of my favorite products from Huda. So this is a compilation of the best of the best. So in case you're unfamiliar with this brand, hopefully this video will help you familiarize yourself with some of their best products. Remember to subscribe, comment below if you have any comments, questions, concerns, and let's get into this video. Huda Beauty, best of the best, full face tutorial. Here we come. The first product that I am going to pick up today is actually a little blender from Huda Beauty. And I'm also gonna use this Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Waterproof Setting Spray that I have reviewed on my channel before, and I like this product a lot. It is actually one of the best setting sprays out there, especially if you have oily skin like me. So I'm just gonna set this blender, and I'm gonna dip it into powder because I'm still gonna go for the powder before foundation method. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of Huda Beauty's setting powder. I tried it, it just wasn't for me. It made my skin feel very tight, very uncomfortable. Moreover, it made my foundation look gray. I had all the colors, none of them worked for me. I actually got rid of that powder and gave it away to my friend. I think she loves it, and a lot of people love that powder, just not me. So today I'm gonna be using the Catrice Cosmetics HD Baking and Setting Loose Powder, and I'm just gonna focus on what's good from this line. So I like the blender, I like the spray, just not the powder. Just applying that to my porous zones. I will say that this setting spray really does smell kind of funky. It smells a little bit like paint. If you're not into the smell, then you will probably find this one problematic. I don't really mind it, but just keep that in mind. Powder is on. I'm gonna do one more spray of the Resting Boss Face. Yeah, that smell is something else. Next thing I'm gonna do is apply this Matte Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. Like the little nozzle here, applies like a serum. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little brush to spread that across. Snap, I got my brows on. Huda Beauty has no brow products at the current moment. I was trying to go for the laminated boy brow look, so I did that with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter and also their Precisely My Brow Pencil. I have a feeling though that Huda will be coming out with some brow products very soon. How can she not? Moving right along, I am going to pick up Huda's Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation, which by the way, I do love. It's a really, really nice foundation. Very full coverage, gives you that second skin type of appearance. This color, Tres Leches, is a pinch too warm for my current skin tone. It's pinch too tan. So we're gonna make it work. For the life of me, I couldn't find any other colors in my arsenal today. No, this is not my current color. No, I'm not trying to pretend like it is. I mean, this face of mine hasn't seen any sun in so long. Plus, I've been doing a lot of chemical exfoliating. So this is honestly probably my most natural skin tone, like stripped of everything. And yet somehow it still doesn't match my neck. Anyway, don't have Huda's brushes in front of me. I totally forgot that she has brushes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this Sigma Round Kabuki, evenly distribute this foundation across my skin surface. I swear to you guys, when this foundation actually matches my skin, it looks so, so good. I'm gonna try to keep most of the product on the perimeter of my face so it can sort of blend in with my contour, and then I'll make it work by using a much lighter concealer shade. Of course, the part where I have my breakouts is like right between my brows and this little hair clip here. Kind of hard to get in there. Okay, this is looking really orange, but let's use our imagination. Actually gonna take this blender and kind of just pat down some of the parts that have a little too much product. But even with this application, you can see how full coverage it is and how perfecting it is. It really does help even out the skin texture as well. So it's not clinging to dry patches. It's not clinging to areas of imperfection or texture. So if you have issues with texture, this foundation will help. It does set rather fast though. So moving quickly is something you should probably consider doing. Good enough. Kind of orange. We'll make it work, I swear. Let's go for the Overachiever Concealer in the shade 10N, which is Coconut Flakes. Lovely little skincare inspired applicator. Nice and cool for that under eye area. I'm gonna go ahead and liberally dot that through my brows, or my nose, or my chin. I really want to lift this whole area and also brighten up my whole complexion over here. Use the same sponge to blend it all out. This concealer is obviously a lot lighter than what I would typically go for, especially when using this foundation, but I think today it's gonna work out better this way if I use a much lighter shade. This concealer as well, although very, very full coverage, it gives the illusion of perfected texture. It also doesn't feel very heavy on the skin, doesn't feel cakey, and it gives you some wiggle room in terms of application. You don't have to go super quickly like you did with the foundation, and actually take your time to blend it out and make everything look seamless. I'm gonna go back with a brush that has a little bit of foundation left on it and just blend these two colors together so it's not so dramatic. And now my face is finally starting to come together. It's actually looking like complexion and not a mask. The next thing that I'm gonna reach for is Huda Beauty's famous Tantour, which is basically a bronzer and contour cream in this cute little package. I did review it on my channel. I'm gonna be very light-handed with this. I'm using the shade Light, and all I'm gonna do is chisel out my cheekbones and maybe just add a bit of that bronzer and contour to my hairline. So I'm not gonna use it to really bronze up because I did do that with the foundation. So all I'm gonna do is just add a little bit more dimension to my forehead and just certain areas that need it. Again, gonna blend it out with that same foundation brush. Should have probably done my hair after I did my makeup because now I'm finding it a little difficult to go around this little bang part. But overall, not bad. Next, I'm gonna go back to the powder, the Catrice Cosmetics HD Baking and Setting. And I'm just gonna set my under eye and also my porous zones. Jesus, this packaging is terrible. Hello. Are you stuck? I can neither open you nor close you. Oh, come on, Catrice. What is this? All right, I give up. I'm gonna pick up my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder because Huda Beauty does not have a pressed powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and just set the center of my forehead and kind of just lightly sweep this powder all across my face. Okay, we have made it to the fun part, the eyes. For the eyes today, I'm gonna be using my favorites from Huda. So my absolute favorite palette, might have already guessed it, is the Mercury Retrograde. This one is absolutely gorgeous, super ethereal, lovely pastel colors, as well as a lot of electric colors, metallics, glitter shades, a lot of things that I am naturally drawn to. I do have a video reviewing this palette where I did a much more dramatic look. Today I want to do a softer, more of a wash of color, something a little bit more ethereal, something a little bit more pastel-y, more summery. And I am thinking that today I want to stick to some of the lighter shades. Perhaps the shade Libra, Utopia, maybe a little bit of Haze, Supermoon, and just some of the more lavendery reflective shades. For my primer today, I'm gonna use Huda's Matte and Melted Shadow. She has a bunch of these. Some of them are really great quality. I'll admit some of them are not, so it just depends on the color and how it works with the formulation. This shade, Double Pump Latte, which is kind of like a neutral nude, is a good shade that I've used before. I'm just gonna generously add that to my crease as a little primer base for my lid. Blend that out with my finger and just pat that out. Bring that all the way to the brow bone and kind of just tap that out, blend it out so that it's not super harsh. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Of course, you don't have to necessarily use this as a primer. You can use this as a single eyeshadow or with its shimmery counterpart on the other side, which is great. I think it makes for a really easy eyeshadow application. But today I'm gonna use it as a primer. So I'm really trying to show you all the different aspects of the Huda Beauty line, show you all the different ways that you can use some of her best products. For my first shade here, I'm gonna pick up this very neutral pale shade called Momentum and just add that to the border of where I just applied the melted shadow, kind of just lightening it up and making it look a little bit more blended, also adding that to the brow bone, blending that out. I will say that Huda Beauty eyeshadows are generally on the drier side, so they're kind of similar to Urban Decay and Too Faced shadows, but in my humble opinion, Huda's shadows are better quality than Urban Decay and Too Faced, generally speaking. Of course, that's not the case in all of the palettes, but just generally I find that her eyeshadows have a little bit more pigment, are a little bit easier to work with. All right, next color I'm going to pick up is going to be Utopia. This is such a pretty color and it's just begging for me to dip my brush into it. I love that it's peachy. Peachy always makes me think of summer, always makes me think of warmth, sun, happiness. I don't know about you guys, but I could definitely use some warm, happy colors in my life right now. I'm gonna add that right above my fold. So if I have my eye open, this is going to be above my crease, kind of in the eye socket area. I'm gonna use that to add that warmth, almost like a desert sunset. Do you see it? I'm gonna use that to pull out the color a little bit towards the tail end of the brow. If you like how my eyebrows are done in this video, check out my previous video for a tutorial. The only difference with this eyebrow is that I brushed the outer hairs down instead of up, so I kind of created that arch. Next, I'm going to take a pointy brush, this one from Lancome, and I'm going to dip into Utopia. I'm going to add that to my lower lash line. And you see how much brighter this color is when you don't add it to that brownie nudie base. I'm going to basically surround my whole eye with this shade. Because the shade is so light, you don't really have to worry so much about smoking it out. If you're anywhere near my complexion, just add it to your under eye and then buff it out. If you're more tan, however, then you might want to use a different shade, because this is one of those colors that will look a bit chalky on deeper complexions. So as with anything pastel on tan or deep skin tones, you gotta add something else to it. You gotta add black, or you gotta add some type of contrast in order to make it work. Otherwise, it's just gonna look very, very weird. Next thing I want to do, pick up this shade Frazzled, just really, really pretty. Oh my god, almost dropped the palette. This one's kind of like a duochrome. It's got a little bit of pink, it's got a little bit of green. Ooh, no, I don't want green. I don't want green. No Frazzled. I almost got frazzled myself just thinking about the green on my lids. No, 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 I'm not going for that. Okay, instead, change of plans. Clean my finger. I'm gonna dip that same finger into Galaxy, which is like a champagne with some silvery flecks. I'm gonna add that to the center of the lid. That's really lovely. Other side. Right now, my lids are looking like a desert sunset. It's not really a sunset. It's kind of like sand with a hint of sunset, which is what I like about the whole Huda Beauty line. I feel like it just reminds me of Dubai, even though I've never been there, but all the colors just remind me of what I envision Dubai looks like. I'm gonna whisk away some of that fallout. Next, I'm gonna use the shade Cosmic. I'm gonna pick that up with my little pinky here. This one is so pretty and just so lavender. I'm gonna stamp that to my inner corner and just generally surround the inner portion of the lid like that. Also gonna pick that up with a little brush and just place that color my lower inner lash line. I don't want it to be dispersed, I want it to be precise. Also gonna add that same lavender shade to my brow arch directly right here. Bring it down a little, adding that little bit of sparkle. Love that. All right, so this already looks just very wearable, very girly, pastel-y, but I want it to be a pinch more defined. I'm gonna reach for a little brush. Where is my little brush that I am looking for? Hello. I guess this one will do. This one is the smoky eye brush, dome shaped from Makeup Geek. Looking for something a little bit more precise, but I guess I'm gonna have to make do with this. I'm going to pick up a bit of this dark purple shade here, just kind of like a dusty eggplant shade called Vortex. I'm gonna open my lid and just stamp that color right here where I want a little bit of lift in the outer portion, and then I'm gonna bring that down to meet with my outer corner. Again, like I said, I'm being very, very careful with how I'm placing this color. I want to be precise. Do the same thing on the other eye. Again, eye open, placing it first where I want it, then bring it down to meet with the outer corner. Just that slight little V. I'm gonna clean off my pointy brush because that's really what's needed here in order to really blend this out. I'm gonna pick up the shade right next to it. This one's called Hot Mess. Maybe a pinch of Libra too, just like these two. And I'm going to use those two colors to just gently blend out the dark purple. Not trying to take away from the deepest point, just trying to blend out the borders. And then I'm gonna take a bit more of that color and then just add that in. I'm gonna take a big brush, blend that carefully. Also pick up a bit of that Utopia peachy shade, add a bit more to help with the blending. You see, so now it still has the same vibe, but it's just a little bit more blended and just a little bit more defined. Quickly do the same thing on the other eye. That blending brush, handy. Oh, this eye has really changed over the years. I can't exactly apply eyeshadow the exact same way that I do on this eye. Got this like extra weird little fold that I talked about in my other videos. And so I always have to pay extra attention to my eyeshadow application here. All right, cute, cute, cute. Next thing I'm gonna do, add a bit of Hot Mess and Vortex to connect with that outer corner. Good enough. And I think that's it for the eyeshadow. Next up, you guys, I'm gonna show you guys Huda's new Legit Lashes mascara, which is another double-sided product. It has a curl and lengthen side and also a volume side. So although this is not a waterproof formula mascara that unfortunately smears on my eye shape, I do have shorter lashes, but because I have the Asian eye shape with the epicanthic fold, my lashes do tend to smear in those areas. But that is definitely not the case for other eye shapes. So if regular mascara doesn't smear on you, then you don't have to worry about this one smearing on you. I'm gonna add the curl and length side first. This one has fibers, which is what contributes to adding length to your lashes. All right, so this is just the length and curl side. Look at the difference in my lashes. They look massive and they look very dramatic. I'm gonna add the volume side just to the outer portion of my lashes, but really I think they already look so voluminous and so much better than before that I honestly don't need falsies. This mascara has transformed my short little Asian lashes. Now, if only it was waterproof, this would be my new favorite mascara. Fortunately, I can only wear it for about an hour or two before it starts smearing right here in the inner corner, but for a picture, girl, this is gorgeous. We are almost at the end. I'm gonna pick up Huda's 3D highlighter palette in Golden Sands. This is what this palette looks like inside. So this one is a cream type of highlighter. The rest are more on the powder. This one's definitely like a sticky type of finish. So the way that this palette is designed, this would be the prep, this would be the set, this would be the flush, and this here would be the sculpt if you want to use it that way. I am just gonna stick to using it as a single shade, and for that I'm gonna dip into this highlighter here called Seychelles or Seychelles. I don't know how to say that word. I'm gonna add that right here to the top of my cheekbone, kind of surrounding my brow and the eyeshadow. Also gonna add a smidge to my nose bridge and to my chin, and then I'm gonna dip into Tahiti with the opposite end of the brush and just add a bit of that glaze right here onto my forehead. I'm gonna skip blush for this video just because I feel like this look doesn't really need blush. It's all about the eyes and it's all about the bronzy glowy skin while staying fearless. For my lips, I gotta tell you, I am a huge fan of Huda Beauty's lip products. They are super good, super superior. I love her liquid matte lipsticks. I love the more glossy formula of the liquid lipsticks. I also am a big fan of her Power Lip red lipsticks, nude lipsticks, and the rosy ones that I have in a different room. So what I'm going for right now is a mix of two liquid mattes, Wild Child and Girlfriend. Basically, I mixed up this coral nude type of concoction on my lips. I'm just gonna stamp that on. Going very quickly, and then honestly, I'm gonna need a little lip brush to mix those and make sure that I have a really good solid edge. Okay guys, how pretty is that concoction that I just mixed together? Girlfriend and Wild Child, you need to be together in a tube. This is lovely. This is exactly what I was going for. Just a really easy to wear, but more than nude and a little bit less than a neon coral type of shade. And I feel like I was able to achieve that by mixing those two together. This is a great color. Oh my God. All right guys, so we have made it to the end of the video. This is the look that I've put together using all of my favorite products from Huda Beauty. I love the bare lashes with just the mascara on so much that I didn't even reach for Huda's lashes, although I have to add, Huda Beauty does have some awesome lashes, and it's actually the first product that she started her brand with. Some of my favorites are the style Farah or Farah, Scarlet No. 8, and also Sasha. You guys remember all those Instagram videos from back in the day where everybody would start their videos like this? Hey! Little throwback there for you guys. That is my roundup of all of my favorite Huda Beauty products. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you were able to take your mind off of some of the things that are going on right now. And now it's time to go back to the real world. It's time for us to gather our voices, and it's time for us to be unified and for our voices to be heard. Let's put an end to police brutality. Let's put an end to racism. Let's come together with love, with peace, with justice, and with unity for all. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. I'm gonna zoom on out, and that's it. That's all I have to say. I love you guys. Mwah. Peace.